In the beginning part of dating relationships, both men and women test each other to try and learn more about the other person. They set up these tests with both good intentions, like to see if you're marriage material, and sometimes with more sinister intentions when they're trying to see what they can get away with. But how you handle these tests will set the tone for your relationship or lack of relationship. In this video, I'm going to share the 3 most common ways that men will test you, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to handle each situation so that you increase your level of attractiveness, you demonstrate your value, and you set the standards for your relationship. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Antonio Borrello, and I'm a psychologist and relationship coach. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love. So if you're interested in making your love life the best part of your life, start now by clicking the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you aren't missing anything. Okay, on to how men test women. When it comes to dating, both women and men test their new love interests in different ways. Sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly. But let me be clear on this. People plant these little tests on their partners for at least 3 reasons. First, they are trying to quickly learn something about their new partner that they might not be able to determine by asking. Secondly, they test because they don't want to wait and gather this information organically over time. And lastly, they test because they want their partner to demonstrate or prove something to them now, as in immediately. Let me give you an example that happened to a friend of mine. She started dating a man who was very attractive and successful, but she had heard that he had a reputation of being a player. They had been dating for about 5 weeks, but had not yet slept together when he brought up the commitment talk. He wanted them to be exclusive and not date anyone else. And she was really happy and excited, but she worried that he might not be trustworthy, and she didn't want to further invest in the relationship if she couldn't trust him. So, what do you think she did? Do you think she had a conversation about what she was worried about? Nope. She set him up with a little test. She called one of her very attractive friends, and they came up with a plan to find out if he was trustworthy. First, she unfriended her girlfriend on Facebook and Instagram so that her boyfriend wouldn't see the relationship. Then she logged into her girlfriend's account. She posed as her girlfriend and attempted to DM and flirt with him online. Yeah, she set him up to see if he was trustworthy. The good news, her boyfriend did not take the bait. He did not respond to the flirting woman. And her and I have had several arguments about this situation, and she thinks that she was justified in testing him because she wanted to protect her feelings and not get further involved if he failed the test. So basically, she wanted to know if he was relationship material right now, and she felt insecure about the relationship unveiling these same truths over time and organically, as in not through a setup. While this was an example of someone testing to see if a person is trustworthy, men often test women for very different reasons and with very different intentions. Here are the top 3 along with how you can handle each one. Number 1, the trying to change you / negging test. This is a repetitive type of backhanded compliment or negging. Basically, it's teasing insults that take a jab at who you are as a person under the guise of being a joke. When a man negs you, he's really saying, I need you to feel insecure, but I want to do it in such a way that you question your right to feeling that way. So I'll hide it in a joke or act like I'm teasing. It's part of trying to destabilize a person and have them question themselves. When they repetitively neg you about a specific thing, they are basically trying to hint that you should change. This can be about anything from your body to your style to your friend group. But how exactly does this work? Well, there have been several studies that have established that temporary insults that lower self-esteem may indeed make an individual more receptive to romantic advances and more compliant with requests. So when he negs you or jokingly insults you or insults something specific about you, he is trying to lower your self-esteem and confidence so that you're more likely to comply with what he wants and change that part of yourself. Think about this. A person has an increased need for food when they're hungry, right? In the same way, a person has an increased need for acceptance and affection when their self-esteem is low. So when an individual is made to feel low, They find potential romantic partners more attractive and they are more willing to comply with their requests. So he keeps taking jabs and acting like he's teasing, but ultimately he's testing to see if he can get you to change for him. If a man gives you these backhanded compliments, you'll know exactly what they are about. But how do you respond? Well, in two ways. First, you should address the issue head on by telling him that you've noticed and asking him about it. His reaction will say it all. If he's shocked, upset, and willing to work on his behavior, then it might be worthwhile to give him a chance. But at the same time, you need to firmly embrace what he sees as your flaw and show him that you love what he's being critical of. This is a subtle way to say you're confident in who you are and what you are, and you aren't compromising yourselves or your beliefs and values because he doesn't like them. And if you bring this up and your partner dismisses your feelings and refuses to take any blame, that's your cue to walk away from the relationship before their controlling and manipulative behavior escalates. Remember, you don't need to prove your worth to someone who negs you. That reminds me, are you struggling with a dating or relationship problem that you need some help with? Would you like to get my perspective or opinion on your situation? I coach people all over the world, both over the phone, through email, or through video conferencing. So if you're a subscriber and you're dealing with a dating or relationship problem, send me an email at antonioborrello@icloud.com, and perhaps we can work together one-on-one. It might take me a day or so, but I will respond to all of you, and yes, it is me who's responding. I'll also include my email address in the comment section below. Number 2, the situationship test. So here's a scenario. You start seeing a person, you're going on dates, you start doing relationship things, and you're starting to really like him. So much so that you have not gone on a date with anyone else since you met him. You're dating for several weeks or months and things seem to be going really well. But still, he hasn't brought up the commitment talk. He hasn't asked you to be exclusive or to have a relationship. And you really don't know what to think. And because you like him and want to know what's going on, you decide to bring up the topic and ask him, what are we? But you're really asking because you want reassurance that you are indeed a couple and in a committed relationship. But instead, he tells you that he doesn't want a relationship now. He's not ready or he's been hurt and afraid to get too involved. Yes, this is the situationship test, and it is one that too many people fail. So let me start by telling you what not to do. Too many women will believe that he's not ready. They will justify what he has told her and continue to see him and sleep with him, hoping that one day he will change his mind and commit to having a relationship. But this lowers your value in his eyes. Besides, why would he want to commit when he's reaping all of the benefits of having a relationship without having to commit to you? So don't fool yourself into believing that this will change. Instead, keep watching because I'm going to tell you exactly how to handle this situation. First, start by keeping your head up. Let him know that you understand that he's unsure or confused, and that, like you, he deserves to be in the happiest and best relationship for him. Let him know that it's super important to you, and then let him know of a solution that might really help him. And that is that he needs to take some time and be alone so he can figure it out. Yeah, you are the one who suggests to him that he needs time away to figure it out. Because again, everyone deserves to be happy and to be with the person they are 100% sure of and committed to. When you tell him that, in the nicest, most sincere way possible, you are letting him know that you want him to be happy and you want him to figure it out. You're also telling him that this situation isn't meeting your needs because you need someone who's all in and sure. So in the meantime, you're going to continue to date because you want a relationship. And when he figures it out, maybe you'll still be available. Maybe. Maybe you'll be in a relationship. Maybe you'll be married. When you handle the conversation in this manner, you are conveying the following messages to him. First, you're letting him know that you care about his well-being and want the best for him, even if that doesn't include you. You're also letting him know that you are not willing to tolerate or accept anything less than 100% from a person. You're letting him know that you deserve more and that you are showing love for yourself and will not accept less than you deserve. And lastly, you're showing him that you have the confidence that you will find what you're looking for, and despite being disappointed, you know that this is the right thing to do. You're also letting him know that your life doesn't stop as you wait around for him to figure it out. Number 3, the girlfriend material test. Rather than one test, This is probably a series of little tests that guys use to determine if you are someone they want to have a relationship with, or if you're someone that they can just hook up with. Sadly, this is often evident before you even meet a person face to face. For example, let's say you meet a person online or through social media, or perhaps you just met him when you were out. You exchange information and begin to communicate with one another. Now, the goal of a relationship-minded man would be to get to know you and to try to take you on a proper date, to court you with the intent of a long-term relationship. But if you're communicating and he begins to talk about sexual things or starts inquiring about sending him provocative photos, he's testing to see what type of woman you are. The wrong thing to do is to continue to engage in that conversation, especially if you want a relationship. Your willingness to engage in a sexually explicit conversation with a person who's basically a stranger lets him know that you are an easy target for a hookup and not relationship worthy. Instead, let him know that his conversation is completely inappropriate and you're not looking for a hookup. You need to set an immediate boundary and let him know that if and when he wants to engage in a meaningful conversation, you may agree to talk to him again. When you do that, you are showing him that you respect yourself and you're not an easy target for his hookup. A man that is really interested in knowing you and getting involved with you will immediately apologize and redirect his conversation. On the other hand, if he disappears or ghosts you, then you'll know what his intentions were all along. There are so many more of these types of tests that I could go into. So if you're interested in seeing more videos on this topic, leave a comment below and let me know. Seriously, there are at least 10 others that are very common. Or if you've been in a situation where someone has tested you, or if you've got a test of your own, I'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment and I promise to respond to all of you. And if you're interested in seeing more videos that will help you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love, be sure that you're subscribed and you hit the bell notification so you're getting all of our videos. I'll see you in the next video.